Hi, my name is Josh Baer from Capital Factory, and we're going to talk a little bit about having a geographic focus because Capital Factory has a strong geographic focus on Austin, Texas. Capital Factory bills ourselves as the center of gravity for entrepreneurs in Austin, which gives people a really clear idea of what we do and why they should come here. And there are co-working spaces, accelerators, and early stage funds like us all over the place in many different cities and in many different places all over the world. Big part of what makes us different is our intense focus here on Austin, Texas. One of the nice things about focusing on Austin is Austin's a great thing that's doing really well. Austin's in one of the fastest growing cities in the country for the past 10 years, and it's extremely well positioned for the next decade. And so that was a good place to start. But it also gives us a clear identity, and it highlights the thing that was really special or different about us. Our unique advantage is that we're here in Austin. That's where our network of people is. That's where we can make the biggest difference. That's where we can help the most. And so for us, that's what's really set us apart. But for you, it might be something else, or it might be obviously a different geography. What's special about the place that you are that you can leverage to help your business grow? One great thing about focusing geographically is you get to plug into the local community, and everybody likes to support things that affect their own community. It's a lot easier to get investors to want to invest in their local community. It's easier to get volunteers to volunteer for their local community. It's easier to get customers to buy in and buy things that they know the money's going to flow back to their local community. So there's a lot of benefits in having a focus that's regional or geographic. You know, there's a famous investor named Peter Thiel. He was one of the founders of PayPal. He now is a major venture capitalist that runs Founders Fund. And he wrote a book recently called 0 to 1, which is a great book about entrepreneurship and starting really ambitious companies. And one of the things he says is that it's much better to go dominate a small market and completely own it and then expand from that small market into other places than to try to boil the ocean, to try to conquer every different market at once. And that really applies here when we start talking about geography. One great thing about having a geographic focus is that you can really go dominate that geography. You can be the best at it for that one place. And then if you want to then expand to other places, if you choose to, that's a lot easier because you've got a really strong base to go from. So another big advantage of thinking geographically is that you can really dominate and own that piece in a way that you couldn't if you were spread thin trying to grow in many different places. When we got started with Capital Factory, I just happened to be in Austin. I didn't know that Austin was going to even become quite the tech mecca that it's become. But we were definitely a case of being in the right place at the right time. And then we saw as that started to go and started to gel, we really capitalized on the momentum that Austin already had. This rising tide mentality that's here about the place is getting better and bigger and people moving here and businesses starting here. And we've been able to capitalize that and really just feed that back into everything about what we do. So as you think about your city, you want to think about what makes our city unique? What makes us special? What are the special things that happen here? What are the big companies that are based here? What are the special activities and outdoors things that people like to do? And how do we mix that into the vibe of what makes us special so that we're really part of the local community? And there's a reason why even people in other communities would know that they're going to come there just for that, because that's what you do. So as you think about your strategy, think about your local community. What sets you apart? How are you different? And how can you leverage that to grow your business?